welcome to Live Interactive English. Hi everyone, I'm Mike.
Hello, I'm Rainbow.
And we are back, Rainbow, with the Armadillos.
Armadillos.
Nature's little tanks and our latest fascinating animal that we're learning about here in our magazine. And we've learned a fair amount already, haven't we?
Yes, we learned that the three-banded armadillos can roll themselves into a soccer ball when they're being attacked so that no enemies can get to them.
There you go. But that is the only type of the 20 species of armadillos that can do that. Even though you might think a lot of them use their armor in that clever way to roll into a ball so nothing can bite them, most of the other ones will either dig or run away like other animals might.
Oh, and we also learned that the baby ones are only 10 centimeters.
And the biggest ones are 1.5 meters long. Much larger, yeah. So armadillos, of course, are found in lots of places, mainly, I think, in the Americas, North America, South America, places like that. I'm starting to feel that armadillos deserve a movie.
The armadillo. Oh,
well, remember, like,
are they at war?
Remember Happy Feet, and suddenly that popular movie made everyone crazy about penguins. I mean, penguins have been cute for a long time, but that movie kind of made them into a really popular animal. I think armadillos deserve their own cool movie.
Maybe it's like a battle. They're in battle. Battle of the armadillos?
I just thought maybe that's not good because then people will want to have an armadillo as a pet.
Yeah.
This is not a pet.
No.
We can see them in the zoo.
They're in the wild, right?
Maybe see them in a cool movie. But we should definitely respect the armadillos because they're so cool, fascinating, and amazing. And we're going to be back in just a moment with more about nature's little tanks that don't have guns and don't fight wars, but are still cool, armadillos. Although armadillos have tough exteriors, they are extremely sensitive to cold weather. For this reason, they live in warm or mild areas of North, Central, and South America. They are found mostly in rainforests, plains, and semi-deserts, where it never gets too chilly. If the weather gets too hot, an armadillo's armor will help keep the animal cool by maximizing heat loss from its body. In addition, their strong claws can dig underground to where it's cooler.
All right, armadillos, nature's little tanks, part 2. The article says, although armadillos have tough exteriors, they are extremely sensitive to cold weather. Ooh, like me. For this reason, they live in warm or mild areas of North, Central, and South America. So we're talking way far away from us where it's always really hot.
Yes, we don't have any armadillos in Canada, although that is North America.
It's so cold there.
You'd probably have to go down to like Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, southern US, and then south
Desert
into Central America, Mexico, South America, places like that, because that is where the weather is much more mild. When we say mild, we're meaning basically not strong. It's kind of in the middle, in the comfortable area, not out at the extremes where it might
like
be
25 degrees?
Uncomfortable. Well, mild temperatures, think of spring temperatures, 20, 25, not too hot, not too cold. So the mild weather here, the mild weather meant that it was the perfect day for a long walk. A long walk when it's -10, a long walk when it's 35, a long walk when it's 22 or 24. Yeah, that sounds pretty nice. Back to the article. So we know that they like the mild weather. I mean, being inside armor is probably not warm. Right? You don't have a warm sweater or blanket. You have
they don't have fur.
Hard shell. And that's not too good for keeping you warm. I think you can guess that. So they are found mostly in rainforests, plains, and semi-deserts where it never gets too chilly. So there you go. It seems for the armadillo, the temperature is most important. Other things, like if it's a wet place or a dry place, it doesn't seem to mind. It's found in forests and also semi-arid or semi-deserts, very dry, rainforests, very wet, and everything in between. So it's really about the temperature. If the weather gets too hot, an armadillo's armor will help keep the animal cool by maximizing heat loss from its body in the same way that an elephant uses its ears to get rid of heat or things like that. The armadillo can use the bones or the parts of its shell to keep itself cool.
In addition, their strong claws can dig underground to where it's cooler.
Ah,
Smart.
great idea.
Yeah, they have really long claws, right?
Probably if they're digging, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Claws are like hands, but you've got really long ones. Like kind of like if we think about like an eagle has claws. These are like longer. We don't call people's hands claws, but we call some animals have really long nails, long hands. And claws are often used to either climb or get some type of food, open something. A lot of animals have these. For instance, the cat used its sharp claws to climb up the tree. In there.
Exactly. Kind of like our fingernails. The animal's hand would actually be its paw, but the claws would be the nails.
Long
so if
nails.
you get scratched by a cat, those are the claws. And for an eagle, we call them talons.
Oh.
It's the same kind of thing, but they're longer and more curved around. But yeah, basically they're using it to grab things, to hold things.
Open things,
and
rip them
also
apart,
to dig,
chew things.
to climb and stuff like that. So there you go. We're going to take a break, and then we'll be back to find out more about armadillos.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。我们今天要继续来了解球鱼这种奇特的生物。球鱼虽然有坚硬的外表，但是它们对寒冷的天气非常敏感，所以呢是生活在北美、中美、南美的温暖或温和的地区。那它们主要分布在热带雨林啊、平原还有半沙漠中，这些地方不会太寒冷。那如果天气太热的时候，球鱼可能会用强而有力的爪子在地上挖到凉爽的地方。那我们来看看单字 mild， 它是形容词，形容温和的、和煦的或是不严重的。Claw 可以用来表达鸟兽的爪，或者是表达这个螃蟹或蝎子它们的螯啊，或是钳。那么 Mike 老师有用到 talon 这个字 ，T-A-L-O-N， talon 则可以指爪，尤其是猛禽，像我们说老鹰它们那种爪。好，那接回到课文中。
These claws also come in handy when they are digging for food. And while armadillos' vision is quite poor, they can find insects, plants, or even dead animals using their powerful sense of smell. Sometimes they travel long distances in search of food, and if a river gets in their way, it's no problem. Armadillos can cross them either by filling their bodies with air and swimming across, or by sinking to the bottom and walking underwater. Remarkably, armadillos can hold their breath for up to 6 minutes. So, while armadillos are impressive from the outside, they are equally as incredible from the inside. With their various colors, fantastic sense of smell, and amazing abilities, these armored little ones are truly one of a kind. All right, we are back with the world's armored wonder, the armadillo. And we're learning about what they do when, then they're trying to get food. They use their claws, it was talking about, right? They use those to dig. They use them to climb, maybe to run away. But these claws also come in handy, or they're useful, when they're digging for food. And while armadillo's vision is quite poor, they can find insects, plants, or even dead animals using their powerful sense of smell. So basically, these animals will eat almost anything they can find. We would call them omnivores, O-M-N-I-V-O-R-E-S. We are omnivores. Bears are omnivores, the type of animal that will eat almost anything, not just meat or not just vegetables or plants. Anything that they can find. And of course, their claws, like many animals that are small and live down there on the ground, even bigger animals like bears, they use their claws to dig into the ground and find worms, to dig into dead trees or even living trees to find things, bugs hiding under the surface. And they also have very good noses, a powerful sense of smell.
Which makes up for their lack of vision. So they can't really see.
Yeah.
No. Sometimes they travel long distances in search of food. And if a river gets in their way, it's no problem. Armadillos can cross them either by filling their bodies with air and swimming across.
Cool.
Or by sinking to the bottom and walking underwater.
They have choices?
Yeah,
That's amazing. That's so cool.
Remarkably, armadillos can hold their breath for up to 6 minutes.
See, didn't we promise you amazing facts and interesting information? That is impressive.
Really
that
cool.
is really remarkable. That's why we're using the adverb. Something remarkable is surprising, interesting, something that makes you go, wow, I didn't know that, or that's really interesting,
really cool.
or something. So if we're describing something or how something happened, we would say remarkably, okay? He left for work. He had only 15 minutes to get there, but he wasn't he wasn't late. It's
like,
surprising.
wow.
It's something that you wouldn't expect, that kind of thing. So the two ways of crossing the river by putting air under their shell, kind of like a life jacket, like we might have, you know, wearing a big balloon around your body so you don't float, or so you don't sink, or they can actually make themselves sink and walk across the bottom of a river while holding their breath. Imagine
6
swimming in a
minutes.
river and you look down and there's some cute fish and then you just see this armadillo walking across the bottom of the water. That would be absolutely amazing. That would be very remarkable. Here we have that adverb remarkably. What's our example sentence? The young girl played the piano remarkably well for her age. So you heard her playing, you're like, wow, that sounds like a professional. And then you walk in the room and you see it's a 7-year-old girl playing there like a concert master. You'd be very surprised. That would be remarkable. So, back to the article. So, while armadillos are impressive from the outside with their armor and rolling up into a ball and all that, from the outside, from what we see, they are equally as incredible from the inside. Their behavior, the things that they can do, changing their bodies in ways where they can cross a river by floating or by walking. With their various colors, fantastic sense of smell, and amazing abilities, these armored little ones are truly one of a kind.
And incredible is an adjective that's a bit similar to remarkable. Incredible means amazing and so cool and so great. I learned so many incredible things when I was at the museum. It means I was surprised in a great way. And we can also have another adjective that's also similar to incredible. That's fantastic.
If something is fantastic, it's amazing, it's incredible, it's kind of hard to believe, but it's probably very wonderful or good or special, something like that. If you really enjoyed something, if it was really great, if it was more than you had hoped for, fantastic would be a fantastic word to use. My mom is fantastic at cooking. She's really, really good.
She's that good
at cooking. There you go. So let's look at our question. If you could have any of the armadillo's skills, what would it be?
I would like to be able to roll up into a small ball if I met an enemy and just stay there quietly.
Do you have a lot of people trying to eat you? That's terrible.
Sometimes, yeah.
Well, then you definitely need the protection of an armadillo's shell.
Yes.
As for me, let's see, what would I say? I would choose...
Holding your breath underwater.
Well, if I could have both. If I could hold my breath for 6 minutes and
roll into a ball.
Sink underwater.
At the same
time. So I don't want to walk underwater, run out of air really quickly. And holding your breath for 6 minutes is interesting, but humans can already do that.
Okay, for 6. Okay.
But to be able to sink down and walk under a river would be a lot of fun. I can't think of where I would use it or when I would use it, but you never know. Being able to travel underwater like an armadillo might be a great gift to have. What about you guys? What would you like to have? What would you like to be? Little and pink with nice soft white hair? Have a chat about that, and we'll be back very soon to tell you more about cool stuff and hopefully some very cool animals in the near future. Take care, everyone, and take care of the armadillos. Bye.
刚刚说天气太热的时候，球鱼会用强而有力的爪子在地下挖到凉爽的地方。那它们的爪子在挖掘食物的时候也会派上用场。那么另外，球鱼的视力很差，不过它们可以用强大的嗅觉来找到昆虫啊、植物啊，甚至是死亡的动物。好 ，Mike 老师这时候就提到说它们是杂食动物。那我们学一下 omnivore。omnivore 它就可以指杂食动物。好，那么课文接着提到说，有时球鱼会长途跋涉来寻找食物。那如果有河流挡住去路，它们就可以把身体充气，游泳渡河，或者是呢，也可以沉到河底，从水下走路穿过。它们是可以闭气长达6分钟的，超强的。那看来球鱼它们不管是外观啊，或是它们的能力，都非常令人赞叹。我们最后来看单字 remarkably。Remarkably 这个副词表示令人称奇的是怎么样，或是令人注目的、显著的，或是非常的。那么 incredible 则是形容极好的、令人难以置信的，或是惊人的。Fantastic 则是形容很棒的、极好的。那这边有2个重点，我们进入文法时间。我们来看第一个重点是 come in 的用法。那第一个呢，可以去表达说有或者是可提供，像某个款式啊、尺寸啊、形状等等。例如 This handbag comes in a variety of colors。这款手提包有各式各样的颜色。那第二个我们可以用 come in handy 来表达管用、派上用场，像是 This skill may come in handy when looking for a job。找工作时，这项技能可能会派上用场。下一个重点是 in somebody's way 或者是 in something's way， 表示挡住什么什么的路。way 在这边就是指行进路线或是通道，那我们就可以用 in somebody's way 或是 in something's way 或是 in the way， 字面意思是挡住路，那也可以用来指说试图阻止某人做某事，或是力图阻挠某事发生，常常会搭配 be 动词啊，或者是 get 或是 stand 等等。举例来说，Victor is determined to succeed. He won't let anything get in his way. Victor 下定决心要成功，他不会让任何事情阻挠他的。好，那么以上今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Although armadillos have tough exteriors, they are extremely sensitive to cold weather. For this reason, they live in warm or mild areas of North, Central, and South America. They are found mostly in rainforests, plains, and semi-deserts, where it never gets too chilly. If the weather gets too hot, an armadillo's armor will help keep the animal cool by maximizing heat loss from its body. In addition, their strong claws can dig underground to where it's cooler. These claws also come in handy when they are digging for food. And while armadillos' vision is quite poor, they can find insects, plants, or even dead animals using their powerful sense of smell. Sometimes they travel long distances in search of food, and if a river gets in their way, it's no problem. Armadillos can cross them either by filling their bodies with air and swimming across, or by sinking to the bottom and walking underwater. Remarkably, armadillos can hold their breath for up to 6 minutes. So, while armadillos are impressive from the outside, they are equally as incredible from the inside. With their various colors, fantastic sense of smell, and amazing abilities, these armored little ones are truly one of a kind.
Hey, 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 it's Kiwi on the street. I'm Kiki.
And I'm Winnie. Oh, by the way, Wendy told me that she was gonna be 5 minutes late, so we gotta...
Windy? How can the wind tell you that they're gonna be 5 minutes late?
Windy, glasses, red hair.
That's Wendy. Wendy, okay? Be careful how you pronounce her name.
Right, and that is why it's so important to pronounce words correctly. So let's go practice.
Okay, let's work on our pronunciation. All right, I have 2 words. Can you please pronounce it for me? What is this first one?
Low.
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 Low. Low.
Low, very good. What about this?
Law.
Law? Just try, it's okay.
You're close. I think I see it.
La.
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 Low. Low.
Very good, law. Okay, now let's use it in a sentence.
He has a very low voice.
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 Very good. Okay, and then we have our last one.
She plans to study law.
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 She plans to study law. Okay, very good. What did we learn today? Let's work on our pronunciations for the day. As we know,
the change in one letter can make a world of difference.
Today's example, we have low versus law. When we take a look at the word low, we're reminded of hello. And so you'll notice that your mouth makes an O shape, and the W brings that jaw forward and down, so it's low. Okay, so you can say, he has a very low voice. Let's take a look at the word law. Kind of like when you see a really cute puppy, you say, aw. So instead of making an O shape with your mouth, the A makes you go ah, and the W makes the chin more relaxed, so you have law. For example, you can say, she plans to study law. That's all we have for today. KiWi later.